morning, I'm Larry Steinhouse, and welcome to Money Chat Now. Money Chat Now is a politically charged stock market pre-show giving you the politics behind the biggest moves in the stock market. It is presented with comedic common sense by an expert in financial literacy, and hey, that's me, Larry Steinhouse. Today is Friday, June 3rd, and I want to welcome you to the show. We are here live on WWDB Radio 860 AM in Philadelphia, and we are live on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Hey, you can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, True Social, TikTok, and all the other social media sites by searching Larry Steinhouse. Let's connect. All right, by the way, also, if you're watching online, hit that like button, hit that share button. I see James is the first one on this morning. James, hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. You can comment live during the show on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, and please say hi so I know you're watching. A couple other people saying hi. We got John and Mark and Glenn. Thanks, guys. I totally appreciate you watching. By the way, if you're commenting from a group and it's not the Money Chat Now fan page, go to the Money Chat Now fan page, hit like, and comment there, and that way I can see who you are. Money Chat Now is brought to you by Investor Schooling, and you can attend a complimentary class next Thursday by going to investorschooling.com. And there you will learn about real estate investing, stock options trading, and you'll learn about how to be an entrepreneur and how to make money like you've never made before. We had such a good time in class last night. We had a guest speaker, Trevor Evans, and he had a really good time. He had a really good presentation, and I'm hoping that the students enjoyed it. And next week, we're going to be doing part 2 of that, so you definitely want to come for that. All right, today we're going to be discussing the futures update. We're going to be asking the question, is crypto done? And then I'm going to give you my views on gun control. But let's get into what happened yesterday and what's going on. Oh boy, I was really excited about yesterday, but I'll tell you what, I'm also really nervous about yesterday. Do you remember what I said at the end of yesterday's show? I said that if the ADP report came in bad, and it did, and if the market goes up, watch out. I even suggested buying puts in the SPY if it happened. So if you bought puts last night or yesterday, you probably, and you listened to me, you're probably going to do really well today. Well, ADP reported that the employment data showed the slowest job creation pace of the pandemic recovery. Private sector employment rose by just 128,000 jobs in May, falling well short of the $299,000 jobs that Dow Jones estimated. You know, you got to understand, people, businesses, they're all open again, so they're not rehiring the people that they let go. So on the good news side, another report came in yesterday. That initial jobless claims report fell last week and came in below expectations. All right, and that was according to the Labor Department. So we have a mixed set of reports, and this is probably why there was a mix of up and downs yesterday in the market. The Dow was down 300 points by 10:30, and then the rally kicked in to close up 435 points. The S&P closed 75 points, and the NASDAQ ended up 22 points up. So where will it go? Well, if I was right about my theory that if the ADP report came in bad, the market will drop today, and if you added my thoughts that we are in a range of 31,000 to 33,000 for the Dow, then today's going to be a problem. Look, I hope I'm wrong, but the reality is I've seen this before. Yesterday, Meta also did exactly what I said it would do. I suggested that Meta was cheap, and the stock was beat up by the announcement that Sandberg was stepping down. I knew this would be a temporary hit, and sure enough, the stock popped 10 points yesterday. Another big winner was Boeing. This one surprised me. The stock jumped almost 10 points, but I can't find an article that explains why, but I do know that this stock is priced way too low, even now at $140. This will be a $200 stock in a few weeks, and to me, it's a buy. So if you're looking at a stock to buy quick, Boeing, I believe, is a good play. The travel stocks moved up a bit, made my CCL play a little bit better. But remember, I have options that expire July 15th, and I need the stock to go up almost 30% between now and then. I'm getting a little nervous. Yikes. All right, Uber also moved up, and I think it's a great play below 25. I have some covered calls expiring today, and I'm hoping they take the stock from me, but they might not. We talked about covered calls last night in my class, and this is the safest stock option play you will ever play. You can't lose money with covered calls. That's why I like it, and that's why I teach it. A couple of other mentions from yesterday were Microsoft and GameStop. Microsoft cut its guidance for the fourth quarter. They said inflation and the exchange rate of other currencies may pose an issue. The stock dropped at first. However, the broader market brought the stock back to close in the green by a few cents. GameStop, you guys all remember GameStop, the famous meme stock of the scamdemic. They reported their earnings, and they were better than Wall Street predicted. However, they still lost $150 million last year. I don't know, maybe I can go find it. Which is, by the way, almost double the loss that Wall Street expected. That's so weird. I often wonder how a company can continue to operate with a loss for so many years. Well, welcome to Wall Street, I guess. All right, let's take a look at the futures, and hopefully my prediction does not come true, but I'm a bit nervous. All right, right now the Dow is down 125, the S&P is down 24, and the NASDAQ is down 122. The NASDAQ, to me, is the sign that says I'm probably right, unfortunately. All right, real quick, I want to say hello to a couple of people online before we get into the next story. Looks like we've got so many people joining us: John and Mark and Glenn and Joe and Mike and Pete. And it looks like, and another Pete. So thanks so much, guys. I totally appreciate you watching. Let's talk a little bit about crypto. Hey, did you know that there are currently 19,000 cryptocurrencies? 19,000! It's pure insanity. Yes, the concept of decentralized currency is a great idea, but 19,000 of them? Compare that to the current world of fiat currencies, which there are only 180. There are only 180 fiat currencies. They were supposed to be replaced by one electronic currency called Bitcoin. So how did it happen, and what does it mean? Look, to avoid a lengthy explanation of how the whole cryptocurrency world works, you should basically know that all cryptocurrencies just aren't the same. In fact, they're all different, not just in pricing, but what they're used for. They actually have rules built into them, and these rules could be anything from how a transaction takes place to what they can be used for. Now, the blockchain that you've heard so much about is simply the electronic ledger that stores and proves the transaction. Simply put, if you exchange dollars for Bitcoin, the blockchain makes sure you receive the Bitcoin. It's also an anonymous ledger system that for the most part is and should continue to remain anonymous, protecting the buyer and the seller. So we really have a great technology system, called blockchain, and then we have the proof of concept called Bitcoin, and off we go. Unfortunately, the market has gone crazy with the ease of creating cryptocurrencies, and that's the problem. Remember the dot-com era? The dot-com bubble in 2000s? We're going to basically find that currencies are going to do the same thing, and they're going to start to fall apart. There will be leaders in the industry, and they will probably include Bitcoin and Ethereum. But remember that MySpace was the leading social media site during the dot-com boom, and now I'm not even sure if the site still exists. So what does this mean to the average crypto investor? It means you're probably going to lose your investment. Most of these currencies are literally fly-by-night currencies. The recent crash of the stablecoin Terra USD is a prime example of this. A stablecoin is basically a coin that electronically designed to match the US dollar. Well, it didn't work out so well when the value fell overnight a few weeks ago to almost zero. So until the market shakes out all the loser coins, the whole concept is being hurt. This will continue to bring even the best cryptocurrencies down, at least for a while. On the other hand, I've said several times before that as Bitcoin becomes more mainstream, the range of the value will probably settle into a tighter pattern. So I don't expect Bitcoin to go to 100,000. In fact, if it hits 40,000 again, I would be surprised. And anyway, in the near future, if it hits 40,000 in the near future, I'd be surprised. It's time to find the next big thing. But at the same time, I would tell you to try to look at some of the tried and true things that are out there, such as real estate, stocks, and precious metals. Listen, check out this commercial for investor schooling. Show up next Thursday and learn. And when we come back, I'm going to be discussing my thoughts on gun control, and I will see you in a minute.
Okay, so you thought about buying and selling real estate. You thought about investing in the stock market, but don't know where to start. Well, what if you could find a place to unlock strategies to master both real estate and the stock market, all without the headache? That place is Investor Schooling, hosted by Larry Steinhouse, an expert in real estate, financial literacy, and the ins and outs of the stock market. You can attend Investor Schooling in person or online 8 times a month. You can and will learn how to make money in real estate, and you will learn mastery of stock techniques such as options and covered calls. You will even get a chance to ask your one burning question to the stock option sultan, the master of picks and plays. Call today for free information and receive a complimentary pass to attend classes or register online at investorschooling.com. Don't delay. These passes are limited, so what are you waiting for? Call in today or visit investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com.
All right, welcome back to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse, and of course, if you'd like more information on investor schooling, you can go to investorschooling.com or call 866-424-2829, 866-424-2829. Hey, I want to thank all the listeners on WWDB Radio, AM and 860 AM in Philadelphia, and if you're watching online, please hit that share button so I know you can so you can help your friends, I should say, learn how to make more money. Hit that like button so you can let me know you're enjoying the show. And you can also leave comments on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and I'll try to respond to them. Hey, a couple of people have joined us I want to say hi to. It looks like we've got Bill and Charles, Lewis, and Liz, and of course my wife, my lovely wife. And then we got Joe also commenting in about crypto, and he said that he feels that at least one third of the coins are pure scam. I'm going to say a lot more are pure scams. Hey, look at that. My brother Seth says hi as well. All right. So far, we've been discussing the futures update, and right now the Dow is down 154, the S&P is down 28, and the NASDAQ is down 137. All right, we talked a little bit about crypto, and now I want to talk to you a little bit about gun control and my thoughts on it. And then we also have, of course, coming up, we have today's picks and plays. But did you guys hit that like button? Come on, hit that share button, hit that like button. My views on gun control you'll find very interesting. I think you will like it. I think you'll like this segment. And don't forget to leave comments on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter. And whatever. You got it, right? And when you get home, if you're listening on WWDB and you get home, let me know what you think of the show. Before we start the second half, by the way, have you ordered my new book? Go wherever fine books are sold and look up Money Hacks by Larry Steinhouse. You can get it on Kindle or Nook right now. And by the way, the physical book can be pre-ordered right now, and it'll arrive in about 3 weeks. All right, let's get into the second half, and here we go. All right, let's talk a little bit about gun control. So I have to say that it's very sad when you read the news or watch television and see children being gunned down by a crazed killer with a gun. Look, it has to make you angry for a number of reasons, and of course the anger and sadness cause the common knee-jerk reactions. The people from both sides want to make sure this never happens again, and everyone has an opinion on how to stop it from happening again. Well, as usual, the Democrats are pushing for more gun control, and of course, the traitor in charge, Joe Biden, spoke about this very topic yesterday. Look, when I read the article and the synopsis of the speech, many things about it really annoyed me. You know, of course, he has to start off by inferring that the Republicans are the reason the shootings like this are happening because not in his words, but in mine, because Republicans believe in the Constitution and will defend it. So he blames them for the shootings. In his speech yesterday, listen to this. He said, "I support the bipartisan efforts that include a small group of Democrats and Republican senators trying to find a way. But my God, the fact that the minority of the Senate Republicans don't want any of these proposals even to be debated or come up for a vote, I find it unconscionable." First of all, Biden, you literally said, "I support the bipartisan efforts that include a small group of Democrats and Republican senators trying to find a way." Those words mean to me that you have a small group. You know, small, like your brain power. Small group of Democrats and Republicans. So in your own words, you don't even have your party's full support either. So why are you blaming the Republicans? Plus, it sounds like you have some Republican support in that statement. So again, why are you blaming the Republicans? Oh yeah, I know, because the midterm elections are coming. Of course, how could I have been so dumb, right? Well, anyway, in his speech, he stated lawmakers should reinstate the ban on assault weapons like AR-15s and ban high-capacity magazines. If those weapons aren't banned, the age to purchase them should be raised from 20 to 21 from 18. Why in God's name should an ordinary citizen be able to purchase an assault weapon that holds 30 rounds magazines that lets mass shooters fire hundreds of bullets in a matter of minutes. That's what Biden said. All right. So, hey, all of you Dumbocrats who know nothing about an AR-14, the first thing you need to know that an AR-14 does not stand for assault rifle. In the first two letters of the model, it is not assault rifle. It stands for armor light rifle. This is a semi-automatic rifle, not an automatic rifle. In an automatic rifle, you simply hold down the trigger and it just keeps firing. It literally sprays bullets wherever it's pointed. A semi-automatic rifle is a rifle that each time you pull the trigger and then you let go of the trigger, it reloads. It's no different than a pistol. You squeeze the trigger, it fires. You let go of the trigger, it reloads. Squeeze the trigger again, and it fires again. Automatic weapons have been mostly banned in the United States. Now listen, an AR-15 looks very intimidating, but it's nothing more than a handgun with a longer barrel. The things that make it the most popular rifle in the United States is the interchangeability of parts like the barrel, the stock, and the grip. The AR-14s are the most commonly used rifle in marksmanship competitions, training, and home defense, according to the NRA. This weapon is a nice weapon to have for a collector or just a hobby shooter, and again, it's no different than many rifles you've seen with the wooden stock and grip. This weapon just looks more intimidating. It's almost like a Mustang with a 4-cylinder engine. You look at it and think, wow, what a fast car. But when you drive it, you step on the gas and laugh. The next thing Biden talked about was limiting the age requirement to 21 instead of 18. What in the world would this do? Yes, the recent shooter bought this weapon on his 18th birthday legally, and he would have had to wait until he was 21 with this rule. But seriously, we already know that most of the shooters are over 18, and most have obtained the guns illegally anyway. So it just so happens that this demon child bought these weapons legally. As far as the statement about banning multiple round magazines, this is as silly as the rest of the screaming, shouting anti-gun nuts. Now, look, I'm not a professional. I shoot a lot. I have guns. I can change a magazine in my Smith & Wesson pistol in less than 5 seconds. So instead of having one magazine that holds 30 rounds, a bad guy all he has to have is 2 magazines that hold 15 rounds, and in 5 seconds the magazine is changed anyway. I like having magazines that hold more because it's a convenience at the shooting range, so I can practice with less interruptions. At the range, I often go through 200 rounds of ammunition in about an hour. The only thing that might help is the introduction of tighter background checks and, yes, maybe a waiting period. Remember that the proposed waiting period is 3 days anyway, and this last animal shot up the school about a week after he bought the guns, so it would have helped anyway. Look, red flag laws are a possibility, and I know there's a lot of controversy on red flag laws, and I got to be honest, the concept is a great concept, but, when I research them, unfortunately, they can so easily be abused, and good people will have their guns removed by the police as a revenge move by someone who doesn't like their neighbor. Imagine Amber Heard calling the police on Johnny Depp and saying, he abused me, I want all his guns, or you should take away his guns, and that's exactly what would happen, even if she wasn't abused. So we continue down this slippery slope, and clearly the best solution to protect our children is armed and trained personnel in schools. We do it at airports, we do it at courthouses, and we do it at other public buildings to protect the adults. So why can't we use the same method to protect the children? By the way, I don't own an AR-15, but I think I'm going to buy one because it might be banned in the future. In fact, when the anti-gun crazies start their BS after a tragedy, gun sales often go up and ammo sales often go up as well. I took a look at Smith & Wesson's stock, and sure enough, over the past 5 days, the stock has risen about 15%. No, I don't have a solution to stop tragedies like this one, but I'm certain that banning AR-15s is not the answer. Oh, and prayers and thoughts are still legal, so if you want to pray for the victims and their families, please don't be intimidated by those who don't believe in the power of prayer. All right, let's take a break here, and when we get back, I'll give you my outlook and advice for today. See you guys in a minute. Hi, I'm Larry Steinhouse, and I've written a book called Money Hacks, The subtitle to this book is Because Everything You Think You Know About Money is Wrong, and I promise you there are things you think about money that are wrong. There are chapters in this book that I think you will find absolutely fascinating, and some of them are, what is money anyway? Can money buy happiness? I'll bet you don't know the answer to that question. The truth about credit scores, how you can actually use credit cards to rebuild your credit. I also have chapters on being your own bank, how to buy houses with an IRA, and how to invest with other people's money. There are so many other chapters. There are 22 total chapters in this book, and I promise you're going to learn how to make more money and pay less taxes when you buy this book. My name is Larry Steinhouse. The name of the book is Money Hacks. You can get this book wherever fine books are sold, and you can go to barnesandnoble.com right now and pre-order it. I hope that you will enjoy it. All right, welcome back to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse. Hey, by the way, you guys ordered this book yet? What are you waiting for? You know, we had a great event the other day. I had a book launch, and so many people got the book, and it was just great. So go to barnesandnoble.com or anywhere else and order that book, Money Hacks. All right, so far we've been discussing, of course, the futures update. Right now, the Dow is down 176. Looks like my prediction is going to come true. The S&P is down 31, and the NASDAQ is down 147. You know, we talked a little bit about crypto, and we talked a little bit about gun control, and you guys listened to it. And I want to read a couple of comments because some of these comments are really, really good, right? So Michael says, kids were killed at 11:30 a.m., Democrats calling for gun control at 11:32 a.m. They could care less about the kids. You know, I kind of agree with them. It's crazy, right? You know, it's just insane what's going on here, right? Then you got somebody here, Justin, who says, by the way, hi, Justin. It seems like what comes down to is the elites versus we the people. I agree with him as well. And then, of course, Michael is saying that this whole thing makes him sick. And, you know, look, it is what it is, right? Hey, I want to say hello to Jose and Michael and Joe. You guys are all saying hi. By the way, it looks like I might have said the word AR-14 and I meant AR-15 somewhere along the way. But anyway, that's fine. Okay, so coming up, of course, we have today's picks and plays. But did you guys hit that like button yet? Did you hit that share button? Come on, hit that share button. Let everybody know about this, my views on guns. Let everyone know what great stock plays are coming by sharing the information, and you can share on your page or in groups that you feel will benefit from great stock plays. And of course, you can leave comments on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And if you're listening on WWDB Radio, set one of your presets to this channel and listen every day at 7:30 for all you need to know about the politics behind the stock market. All right, guys, here it comes. Today's going to be all about the jobs report that will be released in about a half an hour. And just like yesterday, like I said, look for the futures to make a major shift at 8:30 because that's when the report's going to be released. We already have a clue from ADP that the jobs preview report that shows that only half the jobs expected were created. Look, it's bad news, and it's probably going to be echoed in the jobs report coming up. Have you noticed that, something I've noticed, that many companies are discussing cutting people from their payroll? Microsoft and Meta both made statements about this last month, and Elon Musk even said today that he wants to cut the staff at Tesla by 10%. And he said this because he has a really bad feeling about the economy. He goes, I got a really bad feeling about the economy. I'm going to cut the staff at Tesla 10%. Take a look at that. That's wild. This all makes me believe the job report is going to look ugly. So what does that mean? Simply put, today's going to be a bad day. It really is. I hope I'm wrong. But everything I've been saying this week leads me to believe the market is going down, including the fact that I said the Dow is going to range between 31,000 and 33,000. And right now, the Dow is just above 33,000 again, so it's time for it to drop. Look, if you listened to me yesterday and bought Meta at the beginning of the day, you would have been a really happy boy or girl or whatever you identify as. It happened just as predicted. Sandberg's leaving caused a drop in the stock that was temporary, and yesterday the stock popped 10 points after dropping about 2 in the morning. I'm waiting the next 10 days to pass, and then if my dead zone theory holds up, we should see some moves in the market. Uber also moved up a little bit yesterday, and I'm convinced this stock is underpriced at 24 something right now. I like to play into the summer months as people are partying and needing a lift home. Amazon splits on Monday, and if you're holding it, this is going to be a really good play. In fact, next week will be a great week to add Amazon to your plays. It's going to rocket up quickly when it goes to a 20-to-1 split. The stock will be in the 120s range, 120 to 130 range, and it's easily going to run up to 200 probably in the next 3 or 4 months. So I like the play a lot. I think it's a great, great play. All right, let's take a final look at the futures and see what's going on here. Right now we have the Dow is down 168, the S&P is down 30, and the NASDAQ is down 144. Yuck. But you ain't seen nothing yet, folks. I got a feeling it's going to be a really, really bad day. I really hope I'm wrong. Everybody tell me I'm wrong. Just say I'm wrong, okay? All right, let's talk about crypto. So Bitcoin is below 30,000 again, and you heard my thoughts on crypto, so be careful here. On the other hand, if all those other currencies fail, this will be the only asset that will be trusted. In fact, I got to be honest, I think the only two assets that make any sense to me right now are Bitcoin and Ethereum. Everything else is just a joke. All right, gold and silver. So gold and silver, they're really not moving much. Gold is still at around 1850 and silver about 22, and nothing much happening here. But I'm going to tell you, wait a year and see what happens. In fact, I said it last year, and I was right again. Last year, I sell your crypto and buy gold and silver. You'll make some of your money back. All right, the Treasury bond is moving up, and they're just below 3 at the moment. I actually think they'll probably cross over 3 today, and I expect under 4 by year end. So it's going to get, ugly again. Look, oil prices are moving down on the rumor that the Saudis will agree to ramp up production, and the barrel price is now 117, and the price of gasoline, have you seen this yet? The average price of gasoline is $4.76 a gallon. $4.76 a gallon average price. Let's go, Brandon. Aren't you glad that the credit card, when you put the credit card in, it only lets you go up to 100, so it feels like you're spending the same amount of money each time. The only thing is you just don't go as far. Hey, look, don't forget, if you want to survive in the Biden economy, you need to order my new book called Money Hacks. I'll take you through the world of money and how the rich pay less taxes. And by the way, they use the same rules that you can play with, and I explain them in the book. So pre-order the book wherever books are sold, and you'll have it next month. All right, I want to thank all the listeners on WWDB Radio 860 AM in Philadelphia, and I want to thank you for your continued support. If you're enjoying the show, please reach out and let me know. My name is Larry Steinhouse. I am the host of Money Chat Now. I am the CEO of Investor Schooling. And by the way, if you want to contact me directly, you can go to www.contactlarry.com. That's contactlarry.com. And of course, from time to time, I own some of the assets and options discussed in this show, and the opinions discussed in this show are solely mine, and no one has asked me to discuss them. All right, have an awesome weekend, and make it a profitable day.